G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. So I want to have a little bit of a chat today about power. I got my power bill, so I figured that'd be a good theme for the video. I know a lot of you like to know the nitty-gritties about running costs of the fish room, and I want to explain to you why it's a really bad idea to set up uninsulated IBCs. Now, what I want to do in the future, I don't have time this week, but I want to buy, I had one, I think I drowned it. You can buy a power meter that plugs into the wall and then you plug all your power into that. And I want to get one and actually work out how much heaters are drawing. And also there's a heater on the market, a ceramic heater, which claims to draw 25% less electricity than glass heaters. So we could actually put that to the test. I think the heater's around $90. I might order one. I might have to go pick it up. It's up way north of the river. And I'd be interested to know if it does. It'd be basically, I think I've got one 400 watt Eheim heater left. It would be like that heater versus the 800 watt ceramic heater. The only problem with going 800 watts is it can cook an IBC. I like going multiple lower wattage generally more than going higher wattage, less less heaters, because that way, like in this case, the heaters failed and I didn't have another heater in there. So instead of dropping to like 23 degrees and the heater struggling, they dropped all the way to 18 degrees because the heater failed. But anyway, let's have a talk about how much it costs to run this thing. I'll spin the camera around because if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, I will make you familiar. Alright guys, so first off, I'm going to start off by saying these tanks, this tank here, and these tanks here, they were always only meant to be summer grow out tanks. Now we're midwinter, the outside temperature is like 10 degrees Celsius. Last night was actually, yesterday morning was 0 degrees. I had ice on my window. Mind you, that was the coldest morning we've had in 2 years. Motorbike's still on the ground, guys. The tray filled up like pretty much all the way, so, oh, the fuel's leaking. That's alright. So the fuel's leaking. There was only like 1 or 2 litres left in the tank, which is alright. So we've got, is that dripping into that? If that's dripping into that tray, that's not good. If it's dripping outside the tray, so that whole tray is fork oil, which leads me to believe that it did drain really well, because there's about close to what I put in there. Anyway, so let's get stuck into what I want to chat about. So, I know how much my fish room costs to run, and I know how much the power bill's gone up since I built this setup. So, in building this setup, I'm not sure if it includes, yeah, it does include that tank, because the summer that I'm referring to, the winter with the power bill, with just the fish room, this tank wasn't there either. So, those two IBCs, the 8-foot tank and this tank, and also the light on the planted tank inside is another thing I added. They together added 400 watts to the power bill. 400 watts. $400. So, my power bill is in 60 days. So if we divide that in half, that's $200 a month. And then I'm going to basically divide that in 4. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 being the miscellaneous. So if you did that, one IBC heated costs $50 to run. But I would class that as a minimum, because keep in mind, when I'm heating that IBC, the ambient temperature of that is hitting that, and then the ambient heat rising is hitting that. So $50 a month is like best case minimum, I reckon. So If you want to run an IBC through winter, obviously Melbourne and stuff is colder. Overseas is different temperatures. I'm working off the fact of middle of winter, an average of 5 degree nights, 5 degrees Celsius, and 15 degrees Celsius days. That IBC there is using $50 a month. Obviously, I've got other things. I've got like solar and shit which affects this. The solar, well, no, the solar shouldn't really affect this because we're going off a power bill that was pre these with solar still. So, in fact, it would actually be more than $50 a month because I would be drawing some of the solar with this. My point here is IBCs use a lot of electricity if you do plan on running them. Keeping in mind, my whole fish room, all like 40 tanks or whatever's in there, to heat the fish room only costs me about $150 a month. So there's 15,000 litres of water in there. And that there is 3,500 litres. And that little system there, sorry, I shouldn't put my finger in front. It out of focus is what's the word for it? Defocus? Anti-focus. I don't know. Anyway, bit of a mumbo jumble of words. So that setup there uses more electricity than my whole fish room. Think about that. So next time you think about setting up a tank in your shed, think about what I've just said. So maybe I should take some of my own advice, hey, and shut them down. No, definitely not. So I need to keep the 2 IBCs running. I'm thinking, not confirmed yet, I'm thinking about shutting the 8-foot down for at least 2 months and then doing the pond repairs in 2 months because I'm going to have to get the temperature pretty warm in the 8-foot for those stingrays. So drop a comment, let me know what you guys think. Should I just let the stingray tank leak for now and we'll worry about that in 2 months? Or should I shut the stingray tank down and just bite the bullet and pay the power bill to run the 8-foot? I think I should just bite the bullet and pay the bill for the power bill. I've only got to sell, if I sell like, oh, pardon me, hope that wasn't on camera. I need to sell a few flower horns. As you guys know, I had the illness in the top tank with the flower horns, but generally, if I have an illness, I don't want to sell any flower horns until it's gone. So now, all the fish in the top tank are well. There's no sign of illness. I can start thinking about selling the flower horns in the middle tank again. The tanks aren't linked at all. They're completely separate, but I just don't want to risk selling a sick fish to anyone when I can't be 100% sure that it's not sick. Especially when I heard a story of someone today purposely selling a sick fish to somebody else and wiped out their fish. It's heartbreaking. And if I was the cause of somebody else losing other fish because I sold a sick fish, I just wouldn't let that happen. So in short, that was a total ramble of the fact that I do have a couple of flower horns for sale again. I don't know whether have I still got my oxygen? I think I've still got the oxygen bottle. I'll probably get back in. I'll probably start advertising Australia wide again, I think. The shipping is killer, but it's only fair that my audience is more over east than WA, I'm pretty sure. So it's only fair that I offer my whole subscription base in Australia the fish. Obviously, I can't offer them to people overseas. I've never done the research myself to find out whether I possibly can, but I've asked somebody who I really trust in the hobby, and he said that I can't do it. So I guess I believe him, but I should really look into it myself and make my own opinion on that. I don't know. if anybody in Australia has ever considered shipping overseas and looked into it, swing me a PM. I'd be happy to know your experiences. But anyway, sorry it's just a talking video, guys. I've got a lot to do tonight. I want to try have my motorbike completely back together tonight. So there's like a 2-night buffer period, and I've also got to fix my marquee. But the problem is, I've got to find my marquee. So next week, I'm going to say it on camera. Next week, we're fixing the shed capping. I'm cleaning up my shed. I want next week to be a maintenance week, because this week is just so chaotic that I don't have time to do all the little things. And I want to clean the side of the shed, clean the concrete slab on the edge, so I can silicone or Sikaflex the bottom sheets of the shed and make sure there's no tree roots coming in. So that's on the agenda as well. That's a big job down the side. You guys have seen the leaves down the side. I said that I want to get chickens so they clean up the leaves, and somebody said don't be lazy, get a wheelbarrow down there. I can't actually fit a wheelbarrow down that side, so I don't know how I would get rid of the leaves. If anybody's got a hot tip to get rid of leaves down the side of the shed without a wheelbarrow and easily, drop it in the comments. But anyway, guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the technical stuff, drop a comment letting me know, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.